When I was 8, I imagined trekking to remote places and helping people. That was the dream. The reality, I was terrible at reading, like really bad. Mum was told it would be very difficult to have any children, but here I am, and I knew at 8 years old I was going to be a nurse. Growing up on a farm in Raglan, New Zealand was beautiful. Me and my younger brothers were really tight and we loved pushing life to the limits. I remember sitting in class feeling frustrated and insecure. I would see words on the page, but they didn't make any sense. I couldn't read out loud. I was diagnosed with dyslexia. I would mix up letters and spell things backwards. During school, I had setback after setback. I found myself working so much harder just to keep up. How was I going to become a nurse? It was in those moments I almost quit. It took every ounce of self-discipline to keep pushing forward. I knew my goal and I eventually made it into nursing school. I'm so glad I didn't give up. It was worth every hardship to overcome, because it was as a nurse that I met Bonnie. And to tell you the truth, I would go through that all again just to hold Bonnie. I was volunteering as a nurse with an NGO called YWAM in the jungles of PNG. Bonnie was 1 month old, and when I saw him for the first time, I felt sick to my stomach. I'd seen children like this on TV, but never in real life had I witnessed this level of starvation. I felt completely out of my depth. I was looking at this little boy who was dying in my arms, and the villagers were all looking at me asking for answers, and everything felt hopeless. Through rape, his mother found herself pregnant and alone and in labour by the side of a river. With no birth attendant, nobody to help, this newborn baby soon found himself orphaned as his mother died in childbirth. Having no mother to nurse him, the conclusion was that Bonnie was as good as dead and should be thrown into the river. As I held Bonnie, something rose up inside of me, and I began to share with the crowd who had gathered about the value of life and just how precious life is. It's hard for me to share, but there isn't a happy ending to Bonnie's story. 2.5 years later, Bonnie passed away. I don't know how he died, but in reality, many children in developing nations die before the age of 5 from completely preventable diseases. I will always remember Bonnie. In a hopeless situation, his life brought hope, and his story solidified the path I was on and the work we are doing. He has changed the course of so many children's lives. I've now been a nurse for 20 years. I'm still volunteering with YWAM and am part of YWAM Medical Ships Australia and PNG. I've been given opportunities to lead people and teams in some of the most remote parts of the world. Last year, the Global Leadership Summit was streamed live to PNG. PNG is known as a land of the unexpected, and the summit has certainly helped me navigate unexpected times as well, and always inspires me to be a better person and a better leader. When I think about that little 8-year-old girl who knew who she wanted to be, I'm so glad that my passion was bigger than my fear. If my younger self could see me now, from standing knee-high in mud to wearing high heels in the halls of Parliament. I'm grateful to my family and those leaders who have spoken into my life. I may have saved Bonnie's life when we first met, but Bonnie's life has forever changed mine.